Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Boardmasters with me, Chris Mullins, and I am recording on my laptop once again because we have got absolutely torrential rain here in Cornwall, and all my recording equipment is in the games room, which I would have to run out through the rain with my phone and get soaked and everything, and it's just not something I'm willing to do at the minute because it's horrific out there. So you'll have to put up with me on the laptop, but this is just going to be a pretty quick video and really just a celebration really of the fact that the board gaming market is just still growing so dramatically. And I've only been in the hobby 18 months or so, and towards the end of last year though I was already hearing rumblings and talking of people saying that it's grown so big so quickly that it was inevitably going to be a crash. And with everything the world and the economy has gone through and is still going through over the last 18 months with unemployment and loss of income and the shipping crisis and the way cardboard and basically all the things you need to make a board game, all of the costs and the expenses are skyrocketing and inevitably driving the price of board games up, and understandably and rightly so. But even so, people are backing Kickstarters in their droves, and it's something I love to see. I'm excited to see. I've got, obviously you've seen Chris on the channel regularly. I've got another Chris who has started coming around recently. I've got a friend who I used to go to wrestling with who has expressed interest to come. So in the space of 18 months, I've gone from taking a punt on a board game, having never really backed them because I had nobody to play them with, to potentially having a group of 4 or 5 in the next couple of weeks, which is so exciting for me because I love the social aspect and that's what I'm here for. And I've been reading some articles. Is a blog post by Thomas Bideau, I believe. Apologies if I mispronounce your name. I will link to the blog post down below. But he basically does an analysis of the figures of funding levels in Kickstarters, and basically he's found that already in 2021, and this is only in the first 6 months, board game projects received more funding in the first half of this year than in the entire year of 2017, more than either half year last year, and that's with, when you consider like Frosthaven was in the first half of last year, and that was 13 million out of 120 million, so over 10% of the half yearly funds was from one game. And yet the half year of this year, where there hasn't been anything that's really threatened that top spot of the most funded games ever. I know The Witcher did very well, hit around 8 million. There hasn't been that real stellar. It's just been an awful lot of consistently highly funded games. A lot of games hitting that 1,500,000 barrier that weren't a couple of years ago. And I suppose I touched on that briefly in my latest backlog video, in that I've just backed 11, the Football Manager game, which just finished its campaign with over 400,000 of funding, whereas Super Club, very, very similar game. I think it was on Kickstarter back in 2018, I want to say. And on Kickstarter, that achieved around 90,000. So very similar game, same theme, football management, and yet this year it's got almost 5 times as much funding. And when you consider the first half of this year's Kickstarter figures are higher than each half of last year, that doesn't account for GameFound either. And obviously GameFound has had some massive campaigns. It's had 5 million around about on ISS Vanguard, well over 1 million for Robinson Crusoe, and then plenty of other, I think, well, obviously it's second half, but Chronicles of Drunagor went almost to 2 million, and then you've got things like Wild Ascent that almost hit 1 million as well. So those figures that we have in the blog post, as he highlights in his blog post, are actually a significant underestimation of where the numbers actually are. And given, as I said at the beginning, the flux and the damage that has hit the world of board gaming in how board games get made and how much they cost, and obviously just the overall level of funds that we all have available following 18 months of a pandemic, following lockdowns and unemployments and furloughs, where many of us have had to tighten our belts and lower our budgets, sadly. To see the space that I have fallen in love with still appearing to blossom, and hopefully long may it continue, to be honest, because it just points to a growing community, a growing fan base, and the more people that get into the hobby, to the community, hopefully the more people that I will get to play board games with, and that is what I love. So again, just wanted to say that, really just wanted to have a quick positive happy post about the way this community is going. So that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching. Look after yourself, stay safe, and have a good one. Bye bye now.